have you ever given a tour with someone who knows the ship just as well as you, if not better?
I don't think so, no.
Now this is the airplane I used to fly right here. My brother says it looks like a flying chicken leg going in the wrong direction. My brother was a Tomcat guy. But as I would tell him, fighter pilots make movies, attack pilots make history. But I have about 1,500 hours in this airplane.
Do you want to go in here?
Yes. Yeah. I think that guy was on the ship when I was.
I don't know the date of this video.
It's really hard to do this, to move these airplanes around, to launch them, to land them. Because we started out flying airplanes off of ships not too far after there were the first airplanes.
Wow.
So we worked up from like, one airplane, then World War II, and then, the jet age. So we've become pretty good at it, and it's really an art. Like the guy that sits in this seat is the aircraft handler, and he's moving these things around, and I bet you today it's still done like this.
So how many planes can launch like in an hour?
So we would do like the, it could be like 20, 25 maybe.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. And then like an hour and a half later, you got to recover them all. And then, but you launch the next go. So you launch another 25, and then you land the ones that are airborne.
Wow.
Ooh, look at that.
Wow.
We got to like access like a passageway, maybe. Oh, my eyes got to adjust. We need all the flashlights.
This is not it?
No, well, there's no access.
There's one more you can go.
Is there one more way down? Let me
Looks
take
like
a
it.
look. Ooh, this is a possibility. No. No. You ever hear the term "can't get there from here"? Hello. Where are you guys from?
Phoenix. Trip 41.
Oh,
Phoenix.
cool.
Nice.
Yes.
Phoenix.
We spent the night on the.
I saw the stuff down there. Was that fun? Did any ghosts come out of the Midway? I lived on this ship for 2.5 years. I have 299 landings on this aircraft carrier. I also had one of the last landings ever on this ship. You guys know what the Midway is named after? There you go. Some people say the island.
Hey, everyone's over here.
Thank you. Nice meeting you. The wires, and this ship only had 3 arresting wires. Sometimes they break and they'll cut you in half. I remember sitting here with Admiral Bull when I was applying to test pilot school, and he wanted to talk to me. I wanted him to endorse my application. But it was the only time I'd ever been in here.
This is the Admiral's War Room. This is where they develop the operational plans for Desert Storm.
So we came in at 200 feet, middle of the night, right through here. And we're getting shot at, AAA, both sides, both coasts, so from the island and here, and bullets skipping off the water in front of us. I did a pop-up, like, remember them in the movie, the Top Gun movie? You know how they're doing that? So I did a pop-up on this ship. I had 2 SA-6s shot at me that night. One blew up next to the airplane. That was 3 of my 39. So we, at the beginning of Desert Storm, we went to general quarters, and the ship did a brake turn, and we're sitting in the ready room watching the flight deck, and there's flares popping. We just thought we had an inbound missile, and we didn't. But the ship just lays over and is trying to avoid this missile that didn't exist. This is the air traffic control tower. We would have to stand up here as our squadron rep to basically get yelled at by the air boss. This guy is he's an aviator, the air boss and the mini boss.
Oh, why do they call him the mini boss?
Because he'll be the boss one day.
Right.
He's a guy, like I was overhead the ship once, and I'm over there getting ready to land. And, you're just waiting for them to launch all the airplanes. F-18 goes off the front of the ship. Eject, eject, eject. And I look, and you see the flash and the parachute.
Oh,
Air
no.
splash, the airplane goes in the water. These handrails are really slick, so you don't really walk down the steps. You actually slide down. I mean, you actually would pick your feet up off the steps, and you would just use your arms, and you could slide down them.
Is this where you're getting your brief?
Yeah, this was our ready room. This is the greenie board with your grades, your landing grades. But I used to be an LSO, so I'd be the guy who had to stand at the back of the ship.
And the LSO is the one who gives the grade. It's a one-way conversation.
Yeah, which usually isn't fun. I mean, I remember the skipper of 195, the Hornet squadrons. I gave him like a no grade one night, and he threw his frickin' keyboard at me. So I brought this Midway patch into space with me, and the intruder patch. But Scott Altman is well known because he was in the first Top Gun movie. He did a bunch of the flying, and he was the guy who did the flying instead of Tom Cruise, because Tom Cruise is in the simulator. In the beginning, they used to pitch a lot, up and down, and it was such a problem that they had to send it back to the shipyard to try to get it stop doing that. And it started doing this.
Oh my goodness.
The other problem with it is the angled deck was 13.9, 13 degrees, where something like the Vincent is like 9 or 10 maybe.
I think it's 9.
So it's like 40% more of an angle. The complication is when you line up behind the ship is moving that way. So you're landing where you're trying to land, and you have to be really accurate and land in the wires, but it's all constantly moving to your right, which is rather annoying.
Okay, I'll get your picture really quick.
Okay.
Here we go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank
very
you, Chuck.
much.
No problem.
Good.